My God, I hate drugs.
Presidential daughter and Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte says she wants to join her father on his foreign trips to make sure the controversial kissing incident won't happen again. Last week, the president drew flack after he kissed a woman on the lips in front of an audience in South Korea. The kiss also sparked a word war between actress Chris Aquino and Communications Assistant Secretary Mocha Uson. Speaking at the groundbreaking of the Davao Occidental Provincial Capital Saturday, Mayor Sara says she will now tag along with her father even if she has to spend her own money.
Pagka dungog na ko nga ato na po ang iyahang gibuhat sa Korea, nakahuna-huna na gyud ko nga magpadala og sulat din ha sa Office of the President sa Presidential Management Staff. Can you please lang send me an invitation every time nga naamoy ingana na mga events so as to make sure nga dili mag-away si Chris Aquino o si Mocha Uson tungod kay PRD. Sa sunod, mugason ako kaugalingon akong kwarta, aron lang mapanigurado na wa na po'y mahalukan din ha.
Good morning. I'm Christine Jacob Sandejas, and labor officials are set to announce new minimum wage rates this month to help lessen the impact of increasing prices of basic goods and services. This comes as the number of Filipinos without jobs goes down. Our business analyst Mike Alimurong joins us now. Hello, Mike. Good morning. Well, Mike, unemployment rate dropped, underemployment rate rose. What does this exactly mean?
Well, Christine, unemployment rate dropped to 5.5% in the April labor force survey, April 2018, from 5.7% in April 2017. Now, historically, this is close to the low of 4.7% in the fourth quarter of 2016. While the labor force participation rate is also lower at 60.9% from 61.4%, the number of Filipinos ages really 15 years and over increased to over 71 million from more than 69.6 million during the same period. As a result, the total number of Filipinos who are part of the labor force and those with jobs has actually increased slightly, which really is a reflection of the country's continued strong growth. Of course, that still means that close to 2.4 million laborers are unemployed. At the same time, underemployment rose to 17% from 16.1%. By definition of the Philippine Statistics Authority, that means more people express the desire to have additional hours of work, either in their present job, an additional job, or a new job with longer working hours. In other words, they wish to earn more and aren't able to, given the present labor environment. And this is really where the larger concern is. It's one thing to have jobs available, but it's also important to be able to provide enough work, the right type of work, and well-paying jobs to those who qualify for it.
That's good, Mike, that a lot of people are actually wanting to work. Now, let's talk about the minimum wage, with the regional wage boards reviewing whether or not to increase minimum wage amid rising prices. What would the impact actually be?
Well, Christine, this is really a response to the clamor of various labor groups for higher wages. If you really look at it's inconsistent with the rise in underemployment. Higher wages certainly helps workers manage rising prices. The question really is around of how much of an increase and when. Historically, wage increases are roughly around 10 to 30 pesos, and that's a rate that sort of tracks inflation. What labor groups are asking for, however, is significantly larger than that, and it could really have a major impact on inflation and also on businesses whose costs would increase. Furthermore, regional wage boards are allowed to adjust minimum wages no more than once per year. While some regions have been given the go signal to review and possibly raise minimum wage, others, such as Metro Manila, may need to wait before any adjustments can be made. While it would be wonderful to provide better wages, what's more important is for the continued creation of jobs, which the government is pushing for, and an increase in worker productivity. Together, this would reduce unemployment and underemployment and likely lead to higher wages.
Okay, well said, Mike. Now, with that, what's the market outlook for this week?
Well, for the market outlook, the peso closed at 52.7 pesos to $1. Its weakest close in nearly 12 years. Traders point to a widening trade deficit as imports grew more than export amid fears of a trade war in the West, which could result indirectly in higher prices of imported goods. With economists continuing to see the peso weakening further, it may make sense to hang on to your dollars if possible. Also, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index traded down to 7,740.74 last June 8, with all stock indices in the red except for services. Weak export data affected market sentiment. While net foreign selling continues, foreign funds don't appear to be selling at levels below the current range. Given the upcoming holidays and start of the rainy season, expect lighter volume this week. And with investors continuing to look for a positive catalyst, the market is likely to remain flat. In the meantime, investors should continue to keep their eyes out for buying opportunities. Christine?
All right. Well, from the top stories here in the country to headlines across the globe, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has arrived in Singapore ahead of a historic summit with U.S. President Donald Trump. Kim was first greeted by Singapore's Minister of Foreign Affairs before traveling by motorcade to St. Regis Hotel. He also met with the Singapore Prime Minister. President Trump arrived in Singapore a few hours later. Trump was also greeted at the tarmac by Singapore's Foreign Minister. Just after his arrival, Trump told reporters that he felt, quote, very good about the upcoming meeting. He flew in from Canada and a tense G7 summit where he kicked off a trade dispute with several of the United States' closest allies. The aid efforts by the Mexican government for those affected by the eruption of Guatemala's Fuego volcano continues. The Marine Secretary's office indicated that an aerial ambulance took off from Guatemala Saturday afternoon en route to Mexico City. The ambulance was carrying 2 patients who were in need of treatment. 2 Guatemalan doctors were also aboard the aircraft. Pope Francis met with oil and energy industry executives Saturday. This was to make an appeal for them to invest in more eco-friendly technology. The meeting was part of a 2-day conference which included top executives from BP, ExxonMobil, and BlackRock, among others. The Pope told the executives there is no time to lose when it comes to protecting the environment.
Tomorrow, the country commemorates its 120th Independence Day. Always a great time to look back at our history. Now, we visit a historic district in Manila, home to over 100 ancestral homes that stood the test of time and the ravages of the Second World War. There's one house that was turned into a restaurant, showcasing decades-old cuisine. Our Tristan Nodalo has this special report.
A house built along Suter Street in Santa Ana, Manila, the Reyantoso House has become a silent witness to history and a family's culinary legacy.
During the pre-American War, dito pupunta yung mga tao para magpaluto sa lola ko, si Theodora.
Growing up, Orlando recalls how some of his family members embraced the same kind of love for cooking, just like his lola Theodora.
During that time na malakas pa yung lola ko at nagluluto pa siya, sinasabi niya lang na if you want not to follow my step, siguraduhin mo lang na you do it with passion and consistency. Yun ang mga nagaan. Pero ang naalala ko pang isa is hindi lahat ng panglasa ng tao ay pare-parehas.
Orlando says their house became a place for gatherings during the pre-war period, but also an important shelter during the Second World War.
Kamuti ka siyang buti siyang mahuli at ikulong kasi ang akala nila yung lolo ko is one of the spies. Yun. So, fortunately, naitago siya.
Despite the war, Theodora's love for food and cooking didn't waver. She even shared it to those in need during those challenging times. Now Orlando wants to keep that legacy alive. He is recreating his grandmother's dishes through special recipes that made it through the war.
Madami siya kasing food or recipe na ginagawa noon na talagang gusto talaga ng mga tao noon at ngayon ng mga customers namin na binabalikan. Kasi noon, limited lang resources eh. So they come up with something simple pero talagang masarap.
Like this is special mechado, twice cooked adobo and adobo sa kamatis, fried rice with chorizo, which is an ultimate family favorite. Orlando hopes to learn more of his grandmother's recipes in the future, but for now, he is happy to share history through food. But unlike the Rientosos' house, some locals in Santa Ana fear that ancestral houses may be gone soon.
Parang hindi nila kayang i-maintain yung mga bahay. Meron ng dispute sa mga family. Ang iba naman, they can no longer afford to maintain the house. So they might as well sell it to someone. Yung mga developers dito nakaabang lang.
That is why the local government and Santa Ana residents are working to preserve their history and the richness of the place called Santa Ana. Tristan Nodalo, CNN Philippines.
It's already 7:14, and if you have work this morning but you're still feeling the bad weather, well, better hurry now. As we are showing you, these are live pictures of the Alabang Viaduct from the Skyway. Vehicles traveling back to Metro Manila are now moving at a crawl. You can expect delays if you're also heading that way. Now, on the opposite side, that is southbound, and right now, great news, traffic there is still green and go all the way to Muntinlupa.
You know, this amazing singer rose to fame in 2012 after winning the first season of X Factor Philippines. And since then, there is no way but up for Asia's Soul Supreme, KZ Tandingan.
That's right, Christine. After a memorable run in a singing competition in China, she'll be back on stage to once again serenade her fans. And KZ is with us here today on New Day. Good morning, KZ. Welcome to CNN Philippines.
Good morning.
You know, I love it. It's an honor to have you with us and to finally meet you. But, you know, I was speaking with her a little bit during the break, trying to find out more about KZ. So you have been a part of the singing scene for quite some time.
2012.
But before 2012, she's auditioned to several shows. How many shows actually, KZ?
Hindi ko na po alam, pero with ABS, I think I auditioned for PGT 123, PDA, PBB.
And but with all of that, you were rejected.
Yes.
You were rejected. And why were you rejected?
Feeling ko kasi when you're a singer dito sa Philippines especially, pag singer ka, kailangan nakakabirit ka, you need to hit those high notes. But
pag hindi, pag hindi pwede, parang hindi ka talaga tunay na singer.
I know KZ's. No, yeah, I know. Yeah, kami mga singer talaga. No, but I know KZ's story because I've met her way back and we've worked together. But yun nga, kasi galing kang Digos, diba? Davao del Sur.
Yes.
Tapos simple ka dyan. Naalala ko sinasabi mo, hindi ka mananalo sa mga competition kasi nga hindi ka birit queen.
Yes.
But now, you have an identity of yourself. Pag sinabi KZ Tandingan, may unique voice
You
ka.
have your own,
It actually became a blessing. Akala ko yung naging curse sa akin. Yun pa pala yung, kumbaga, it made me who I am today.
It is your weakness that made you stronger, kumbaga, di ba?
galing na.
That was the
Galing,
thing.
galing. That's really nice. And KZ, syempre ngayon, you know, you've gone so many places already. Galing ka nga ng China. Dati, dito mo lang pinapakita ngayon talent mo, but recently, nagpunta ka nga dun sa the singer competition in China. Kwento mo sa amin,
was that
paano ba,
like?
paano ka napunta dun sa China? How did it all start? And, Ted, kwento mo yung journey.
I was just in my dressing room during ASAP, just after my prod. Tapos my manager called me, can you go to Showtime Studio? Kasi may pag-uusapan tayo, ganyan. So when I got there, sinalubong ako ni Tita Corinne, ni Direk Lauren, and then sabi nila, mayroong audition sa loob ng studio ngayon. And they're actually looking for singers who look and sound unique, ganyan. And we think you're perfect, blah, blah, blah. Sabi ko, totoo po ba? So parang nag-audition ako, pati wala talaga pa akong idea kung what I was auditioning for. So ayun, nagkumanta ako, and then after singing, nag-meeting kami, and then sinabi nila sa akin na it's actually the biggest singing competition in China. Only the Chinese superstars ang nakakasali, and then yung viewership ng show is 250 million people per episode. So that's how big the show is.
Wow.
Tapos sabi ko, sige po. But I did not really expect na makakapasok kasi they were only looking for one person sa buong Asia. Tapos sabi nila, this season, kailangan lang namin ng 2 artists. So we already found parang an artist from the United Kingdom. Pero nung sinabi nila sa akin, hindi ko alam na si Jessie J.
Jessie J, na idol mo.
So, ayun, kasi nga hindi din ako nag-expect. Tapos parang tinawagan nila ako ng manager ko na, you made it, blah, blah, blah. Tapos sabi ko, totoo ba, ganyan. Tapos pala yung UK artist si Jessie J. Tapos ako ganun ko.
But how did it feel like going against her?
Sabi ko nga sa kanya, who would compete against you?
Yeah, right? I mean, it's your idol.
Kasi idol mo talaga si Jessie J since, kwento mo ko since when mo idol si Jessie?
Parang after nagkaroon ako ng polyps sa vocal cords. Narinig ko si Jessie J, parang college ata ako nag-start. And then sabi ko, kahit na nakakabirit naman siya, may mga songs siya na alam niya na hindi mo kailangan bumirit to make a difference as a singer as long as you tell the story. Parang gano'n. So parang, galing naman ito, ganyan.
So, nung nalaman mo na siya na nga, tapos kwento mo, di ba parang sabi sa'yo, oh, I know Jessie is your idol,
sabi niya, sabi nila parang, we know super fan ka ni Jessie, pero pwede bang hindi masyadong fangirl ka pag nandyan? Kasi syempre, kailangan contest kayo, kailangan medyo competitive, professional, ganyan. Tapos sabi nila, parang mamimit mo naman siya after your performance. Yung dressing room namin, parang katabi nung mismong restroom kung saan gumagamit yung halos lahat ng mga artists. Tapos nakita na niya na bukas yung pinto, pumasok siya. Nagulat na lang ako, nakaganon ako.
We saw that.
Viral yan trending yan.
Mommy.
Wait, teka muna. Before that eventual meeting, you never had a chance to speak with her during rehearsals or run in? Wala talaga.
Never pa po talaga. And we weren't allowed to meet the other contestants.
Really?
Kasi
Okay.
parang first time nila kami makikita sa performance namin. Pero I've been to almost all her shows dito sa Pilipinas.
Galing mo
Super
naman.
fan. Talagang nanonood. Tapos nung nakita mo, tapos
Nung nandun po ako talaga, papalapit siya, umatras ako. Tapos first time ko talagang na-feel yun na, sabi ko talaga, I can't breathe. Tapos nakaganon ako. Kasi hindi talaga ako makahinga. Tapos ang ganda po nung accent niya. Please breathe. Come on. Oh, you're crying. So crying. Ganda na accent.
Naintindihan mo naman.
Oo, syempre.
Dapat binisaya mo, Day?
Oo, sabi ko. Tapos tangkad-tangkad niya. Sabi niya po sa akin, nung pa-picture na kami, sabi niya parang, you're so smart. Sabi niya gano'n.
You are so cute.
Sabi niya, how tall are you? Sabi niya gano'n, how short? Sinabi niya talaga, how short are you? Seryoso naman.
But with all of that, the memorable moments that you went through, what is the one moment that you can say defined you or changed the path of your singing career?
During Singer 2018?
Yeah.
Pwedeng Singer
or
20,
singer,
yeah.
anything in your whole life. What is that one parang moment, great changing moment in your life?
Sabi sa akin ni Jessie J, I think after the 4th episode, sabi niya sa akin, can I talk to you? Parang sabi niya gano'n, why is it that every time I see you, parang sabi niya, you don't feel like you're good. Parang you're always afraid, parang ganyan, parang medyo nagdadalawang isip ka, parang sabi niya gano'n. Tapos sabi ko, kasi natatakot ako, I was representing my country. Parang in China, sobrang laki nun eh. And competing against Chinese superstars na lahat ng mga Chinese audience kilala na. Kahit si Jessie J kilala nila, and ako hindi nila kilala. So, I felt like I always needed to prove myself every episode. So parang sobrang napapressure ako, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, these rankings don't define who you are as an artist. Kailangan lang every time you step on stage, you sing and you act like you own the stage. Never hold back, give it your all. Kasi hindi mo alam kung sino yung nanonood at kung sinong mga taong pwedeng maapektuhan sa performance mo. So parang,
those are exactly words of wisdom.
Mas lalo doon yung minahal si Jessie.